All right, what's up, YouTube? Today I'm gonna be in the book of Nehemiah, and I'm gonna try to be quick with it, but it might not be so quick. So I do got a lot I want to go over today. But before I get into that, though, I was thinking about how I should start this off, and this how I'm gonna do it. I've been thinking about this too. I'm gonna read this real quick. Y'all can't see it, whatever. Pop up just came up, but it says, "When Martin Luther King Jr. was the most hated man in America." And I ain't gonna read all this. I'm gonna just read a little bit real quick. And it's come from levelman.com. And it says, today, quotes from Martin Luther King Jr. abound, mostly misused to suit the purpose of the person citing him. To hear people tell it now, Martin Luther King is universally loved and has always been so. People forget that in the 1967 poll, King was among the most hated men in America with a 75% negative approval rate. All right, and then somewhere here too, it talks about like how when he died, I think it's but even if it ain't though, they took a survey when he died, and they said like nearly a third of people, I think it was 31%, they said Martin Luther King brought his death on himself when he was murdered. And so I was just thinking, like, man, like every time somebody step up and try to help our people, whether it was Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, Fred Hampton, whoever, they ended up getting murdered. And so I was just in the book of Nehemiah, and it just made me think about this. And like I said, I want to be quick with this, but I might not be. But I'm gonna be in the book of Nehemiah. I'm gonna start at the second chapter. All right, and it says Nehemiah 2. I'm gonna start at the first verse. And it says, "And it came to pass in the month Nisan, in the 20th year of Artaxerxes the king, that wine was before him. And I took up the wine and gave it unto the king. Now I had not been before time said in his presence. Wherefore the king said unto me, why is thy countenance sad, seeing thou art not sick? This is nothing else but sorrow of heart. Then I was very sore afraid, and said unto the king, let the king live forever. Why should not my countenance be sad when the city, the place of my father's sepulchres, lieth waste, and the gates thereof are consumed with fire? Then the king said unto me, for what dost thou make request? So I prayed to the God of heaven, and I said unto the king, if it please the king, and if thy servant have found favor in thy sight, that thou wouldest send me into Judah, into the city of my father's sepulchres, that I may build it. Now I'm gonna skip down to like around the 16th verse. And it says, and the rulers knew not whither I went or what I did. Neither had I as yet told it to the Jews, nor the priests, nor to the nobles, nor to the rulers, nor to the rest that did the work. Then said I unto them, ye see the distress that we are in, how Jerusalem lieth waste, and the gates thereof are burnt with fire. Come and let us build up the wall of Jerusalem, that we be no more a reproach. All right. And so, like I said, every time somebody step up and try to help our people, they end up getting murdered or just conspired against or whatever. And so, right here we got Nehemiah. He was basically, I don't know if he was cupbearer or if he was counselor to the king or whatever. But he basically talking to the king, and he said in his presence, and the king said, I know this ain't never been said before. What's going on? He basically told him, why shouldn't I be sad if, where I'm from, it's torn down and we really living like savages. And the king told him basically, if you want to go, if your request is to go back, and work on building up on what you feel like should be built, you can do that. And I'm gonna finish reading. In fact, let me go back to the 16th verse real quick. And the rulers knew not whither I went or what I did, neither had I as yet told it to the Jews, nor to the priests, nor to the nobles, nor to the rulers, nor to the rest that did the work. Then said I unto them, you see the stress that we in, has Jerusalem lied waste, and the gates thereof burnt with fire. Come, let us build up the walls of Jerusalem, that we be no more reproach. Then I told them of the hand of my God, which was good upon me, as also the king's words that he had spoken unto me. And they said, let us rise up and build. So they strengthened their hands for this good work. But when Sanballat the Horonite and Tobiah the servant, the Ammonite, and Geshem the Arabian heard it, they laughed us to scorn and despised us and said, what is this thing that ye do? Will ye rebel against the king? All right, and so again, Matter of fact, y'all been talking about that a lot lately. Being mocked. People laughing at us as we come and try to seek, the well-being of our people. And so, as we seeing there, you got Sanballat, Tobiah, and Geshem. They mocked and they asking, basically like, what y'all doing? Like, you think you finna help these people? Like, y'all, basically y'all, as the book of Ezekiel talked about, y'all, dry bones. Ezekiel said that those dry bones could live, but obviously, Sanballat, Geshem, and Tobiah, they don't think so. So they mocking us. And before I get into this, let me just go back up to the 10th verse real quick. I'm gonna go a little bit before this, and I'm gonna read the 10th verse, Nehemiah 2, verse 10, talking about Sanballat and them again. When Sanballat the Horonite and Tobiah the servant, the Ammonite, heard of it, it grieved them exceedingly that there was come a man to seek the welfare of the children of Israel. Again, remember what I said? Every time somebody step up and try to help our people, they end up getting murdered because people don't want us getting the true help that we deserve. And so again, it says, when Sanballat the Horonite and Tobiah the servant, the Ammonite, heard of it, it grieved him exceedingly that there was come a man to seek the welfare of the children of Israel. All right. And so with that, I'm gonna I'm gonna just say this because recently, and this is what I'm seeing. This is how I'm putting it all together, and just this ain't really just proof that we Israelites. This is proof because we keep going through this exact thing I'm finna show y'all right now. But this is just to go to show, what we keep dealing with. And so recently, I don't even really want to say no names, but we know it's been basketball players and entertainers, not even entertainers, but businessmen who come out and basically, they share documentaries talking about this Hebrew awakening, this Israelite awakening. They basically, use their platforms to basically let our people know, we the real Israelites and all that. And every time they do that, we can go back to verse 10 and read what it said again. It grieved them exceedingly that there was come a man to seek the welfare of the children of Israel. And that's what we going through right now. Just look at it like when Kyrie shared that documentary, right? People came out, they didn't even want him to play in the NBA no more. It grieved them exceedingly that he was coming trying to help build these walls of Jerusalem with us, the Israelites, since he shared the documentary. And I mean, like, we can talk about things reasonably, you know what I'm saying? Because I ain't even watched the documentary, but I think, the reason why a lot of people is mad is because they saying the documentary kind of praised Hitler or whatever and all that. I mean, if it did that, I mean, of course, I don't agree with everything everybody say or do, so if the documentary was praising Hitler, I don't agree with that. But I mean, just come on, man, think about it. Like, we be in these public school systems learning what they want us to learn, talking about Christopher Columbus, Thanksgiving, and all that. And obviously, that stuff ain't true. They didn't discover America, but we still learning this fact in these school systems. And because that one little lie that they told us is what it is, a lie, we don't say, all right, let's do away with the whole school system. Nah, we still go to school and we learn what it is to learn. So the fact that documentary had that one little mistruth in it or whatever, that don't mean that the most of it is, not factual or whatever. But either way, though, going back to it, it says that it grieved them exceedingly that there was come a man to seek the welfare of the children of Israel. Like I said, we seen that with Kyrie and even Kanye when they came and they used their platforms to basically try to build with the Israelites, let us know, like they see us, they see what we doing, and they would like to build with us. It grieved them exceedingly that they would come to seek our welfare. Like I said, we keep going through this. Not even just us, but it was, like I said, Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, Fred Hampton, whoever, Black Panthers, all of them. You know, every time somebody come and try to help build with us, is somebody out there getting mad about it. And I'm gonna get into that, but let me see. Let me get back into the Bible real quick. I'm gonna go to chapter 4 real quick. But it came to pass that when Sanballat heard that we builded the wall, he was wroth and took great indignation and mocked the Jews. He spake before his brethren in the army of Samaria and said, what do these feeble Jews? Will they fortify themselves? Will they sacrifice? Will they make an end in the day? Will they revive the stones out of the heaps of the rubbish which are burnt? Now Tobiah the Ammonite was by him, and he said, even that which they build, if a fox go up, he shall even break down their stone wall. All right. And so basically that's what we going through. We being mocked. And as a matter of fact, just let me bring up something real quick. Like I said, this is pretty much what we going through. Not even pretty much, but this is exactly what we going through. But all right, y'all see, look at the mockery that's going on. The Detroit Pistons troll Kyrie Irving on Happy Hanukkah graphic. And this was back on December 21st. All right. And so again, it says that when Sanballat and them heard that we built the wall, he was wroth and took great indignation and mocked the Jews. And I ain't saying that the wall is built it. As a matter of fact, when we talking about building this wall, we ain't even talking about building a literal wall. They was built, our ancestors back then was building those gates and walls of Jerusalem. Literally, I mean, that's what we trying to do in essence. But right now we got other walls we trying to build, spiritual walls. And as a matter of fact, I got this that I'm gonna show real quick. It's this mouse pad I got from the crib, and I noticed that it would fit in with the message that I'm giving today. But, it's things we trying to build besides physical walls, because as a matter of fact, let me bring this up real quick. Because you got many aspects in life of many different things. And as Israelites, that's what we trying to do. We trying to bring everybody together and let everybody know, like, hey, this is what the Bible says, and this is how we should prosper. And I'm gonna get into all this too, but look at this. It says Chicago public schools students test scores worse than pre-pandemic. And as I was reading into this, it said nearly 80% of Chicago public school students cannot read at grade level. Just 15% met proficiency in math. So it's like nearly 80% of students in the CPS can't even read at grade level. Like I said, as we talking about building walls, if y'all can see this, I don't think y'all gonna be able to see it. But right here, it's talking about mountains. All right, y'all can see it a little bit. But on here it says, it's a mount of religion, family, education, government, business, entertainment, and media. And so as Israelites, we come together and we say, God saying that we should come together and unify so that these walls or these mountains won't be continually broken down and we be living in reproach, like it says in Jeremiah chapter 2 on the 17th verse. You see right here, it's this wall of this wall or this mountain of education. 80% of our kids in our school system shouldn't be reading under the grade level, period. And so when we come together and seek the welfare of our people, not only are we being mocked, but people are mad about that. And like I said, especially when the people with influence and power do it to send this amount of media and entertainment, when they use their influence to try to build these walls with us, this wall of education, this wall of business, family, all that, media, entertainment, people are very wroth about that. All right. And so let me just keep reading real quick. I'm gonna go to the sixth verse on the fourth chapter. And it says, so built we the wall, and all the wall was joined together until the half thereof, for the people had a mind to work. But it came to pass that when Sanballat and Tobiah and the Arabians and the Ammonites and the Ashdodites heard that the walls of Jerusalem were made up and that the breaches began to be stopped, then they were very wroth and conspired all of them together to come and fight against Jerusalem and to hinder it. All right, and that's what we said. As a matter of fact, let me bring this up. I put it in one of my last songs I just put out, but I'm just want to bring it up real quick. Show y'all this. Show y'all this again. Black Hebrew Israelites and anti-Semitism beliefs, how to stop them. Like I said, as we come together trying to build these walls or these mountains of religion, family, education, government, business, entertainment, media, you got people out there that's mad about that. And so as they get mad about that, they start doing stuff like this. They start talking about how to stop us, and we ain't doing nothing but reading the Bible. We ain't burning crosses. We ain't lynch nobody. We ain't did none of that. We just trying to build these walls or these mountains, and people out there mad about that. And they so mad about it that they will conspire against us. As a matter of fact, like I said, I've been watching the Alec Murdoch case, and like I said, I ain't want to speak on it since it ain't over, because I was gonna say I think he murdered his family, but they can find him not guilty, whatever, whatever. But either way, though, I was looking at a little bit of it yesterday, and he was saying his gardener, something Rowe, EK Rowe or something like that. I just call him Mr. Rowe. But anyway, his gardener, I guess he's trying to say that maybe his gardener could have killed his family or whatever. And then a reason why he said that was he was saying his gardener got into a fight back in high school or whatever with a black man, or Israelite, as we know we are. He was saying that his gardener got into a fight with an Israelite back in the day, and he was saying the government came to him and told him like we they hired him to basically said we gonna have you and a group of other people going out here targeting who we consider to be these black identity extremists. That ain't the term they used at the time, but that's the term they using now. But either way though, J. Edgar Hoover talked about preventing the rise of a black messiah and all that. Basically what the government, well, I ain't saying this is true or not, but this is what the Alec Murdoch dude said. And I don't know, he on the trial fighting for his life though. So I don't know if this is something he lied about. I mean, obviously the government didn't come out and prove it against itself and say, yeah, we was killing innocent black people back in the 60s. I mean, we know they was doing it. Like, keep talking about Fred Hampton. Look at what they did to him when he was sleeping in his bed. Look what they did to Breonna Taylor in the same manner. So, I mean, just not even just them, but every day, not even every day, all day, but we see they keep doing it though. And they have done it. I mean, nowadays it seems like they're trying to do it with a little bit more decency and say, go through the facts about it or whatever. But we see they still doing it. But either way, though, as we talking about right here, it says in Nehemiah 4:8, it says, and conspire all of them together to come and to fight against Jerusalem and to hinder it. Like I said, I don't know if what the Alec Murdoch dude said was true, but he said that his gardener told him that the government hired him back in the 60s or the 70s or something like that to go around killing innocent black people and all that. And so, like I said, this is just what we're dealing with, talking about the conspiracies of them trying to stop us building these walls and these mountains of these many different aspects of our lives. As a matter of fact, as I'm talking about that, I shared this one a long time ago on one of my other Facebook pages, but I just want to show y'all something though. I mean, they ain't trying to bring on a conspiracy or something, but this dude said that the government was hiring people to go kill innocent people, and we seeing that this is what they done. According, if we reading our history in the Bible, they conspire against us all the time to stop us from achieving our goals. I'm gonna show y'all something real quick. Like I said, I showed it before a long time ago, but it's just I don't know. I just want y'all to think about this. All right, and I'm gonna put it like this. This is back 2019. It says mysterious deaths leave Ferguson activists on pins and needles. And this is basically talking about basically doing that Mike Brown stuff in St. Louis when he got killed by the cop. Well, Ferguson, the suburb of St. Louis, he got killed by the cop. Basically, a lot of people that was out there protesting, the murder of Mike Brown. 6 of them just mysteriously popped up and died. Just, I think they said one of them was coming out of the courthouse and he just collapsed and died. Another one was on the bus. I think he died. Another woman or something like that. She died in her car or something like that. But it was at least 6 of them that they seen, young people, activists out there protesting, that was out there, basically letting their thoughts and feelings be known about what happened. They just up and died. And so, like I'm saying, with this whole Alec Murdoch case, with him saying that his gardener told him that the government hired him to kill innocent Israelites back in the day, I don't know. Like I said, we already seen what they'll do, what they've done to Fred Hampton, what they probably had a hand in doing to Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, all of them. We already seeing right here where it says they conspire to fight against Jerusalem and to hinder it. That is something they do. It's like I'm saying with that case of what he was talking about with his gardener being, like I said, he fighting for his life. So I don't know if that's something he would just sit up there and lie about. He'll probably lie about not killing his family if he really did it to, you know, not get life in prison or the death penalty or whatever they might give him. But I can't see him lying about something like that that can, they'll bring him to the stand and question him about, you know. So I mean, they just like I'm saying, going back to show what we dealing with now. We got entertainers, not just entertainers, but businessmen, people with talents coming, wishing to build with us. Those of us who know we're Israelites, and people who rough, they mad about that, like it says in Nehemiah, the second chapter, and in the fourth chapter. And they so mad about it that they would conspire against us. As a matter of fact, we're talking about these mounts. As a matter of fact, let me just put it like this. The very people that they speaking about, Kanye and Kyrie came out talking about. All right, I'm gonna go back here. We all know about it by now, but I'm gonna go back to it. Revelation 2:9, Revelation 3:9, Revelation 2:9. I know that works in tribulation and poverty, but thou art rich. And I know the blasphemy that we say they are Jews and are not, but are the synagogue of Satan. All right, and I just want to show y'all something real quick. Just think about this. I'm gonna go to Matthew real quick. I'm gonna go to Matthew. Hold on real quick. I'm gonna go to Matthew 4, and I'm gonna just read verse 1. Then was Jesus led up of the Spirit into the wilderness to be tempted of the devil. And when he had fasted 40 days and 40 nights, he was afterward and hungry. And when the tempter came to him, he said, If thou be the Son of God, command that these stones be made bread. But he answered and said, It is written, man shall not live on bread alone, but by every word that proceedeth out of the mouth of God. Then the devil taketh him up into the holy city and saith him on a pinnacle of the temple, and saith unto him, If thou be the Son of God, cast thyself down, for it is written, He shall give his angels charge concerning thee, and in their hands they shall bear thee up, lest at any time thou dash thy foot against a stone. Jesus said unto him, It is written again, Thou shalt not tempt the Lord thy God. And again, the devil taking him up into an exceeding high mountain and showed him all the kingdoms of the world. The devil took him up and showed him all the kingdoms of the world. All right. And the glory of them, and said unto him, All these things will I give thee if thou wilt fall down and worship me. Then said Jesus unto him, Get thee hence, Satan, for it is written, Thou shalt worship the Lord thy God, and him only shalt thou serve. All right. And so, like I said, just thinking about that. Think about when Kanye came out and he was talking about we was the Israelites. We talking about the kingdoms of this world. Look, what did Revelation 2:9, 3:9 say? Revelation 2:9 said that those who claim to be Jews but are not, the people who they speaking against, Kanye and Kyrie, who we speaking against, the Bible said that they are the synagogue of Satan. All right. And then in Matthew, it shows us the saint took Jesus up to a mountain and told him that I will give you all these kingdoms on this mount if you will fall down and worship me. You see what I'm saying? So the Bible didn't lie. As soon as Kanye and Kyrie started speaking against devils, the devils against came against them in the media. They said, "No, you can't be on TV no more. Pretty much, you ain't even invited to the Grammys because you anti-Semitic." You see what I'm saying? But if he out there rapping about killing people, as a matter of fact, he just bring me back to a verse Tupac said in one of his songs. He said, it kind of make you thinking about that you got to do some selling out just to get your record out. And it's like, for real, just think about it. He sitting up here trying to build with us, Kanye, and they came against him, the devil who he's speaking against, who took Jesus up to that mountain. The devil came against him and threw him off that media mountain that he was on. Threw him off from that wall that we trying to build up our media so that we ain't gotta be, constantly basically showing ourselves to be a reproach in their media. We can put out the images of ourselves that we want to, but being in their media, they gonna give you a Grammy for it. They want to give you a Grammy for. You get up there, you talking about, you killing ops and all that, da da da. Good, that's what you want, da da da. But if you come up here telling your people something real, they won't even invite you to their Grammys no more. Look at that, the Mount of Entertainment. The devil took Jesus up to that mountain and said, if you'll worship me, I give you this kingdom and everything of it pertaining to it. As soon as they came out speaking against these devils, the synagogue of Satan, they got thrown off. He got thrown off of the entertainment mount. They talking about canceling his music. They don't even want his music on none of their streaming platforms no more. You see what I'm saying? Look at this mountain of business. The Saint took Jesus up on. He said he allowed him to prosper on. He said, if you worship me, I'll allow you to prosper in all this. Look what happened with Kanye and even Kyrie in that sense. They threw them off that mount of business. Kyrie lost his deal with Nike, and look at what happened with Kanye. His deal was so bogus because they even lost money from it. Adidas losing billions of dollars, and they go through that just to put him away from them because he not worshiping Satan on that mount. Well, you see what it is. But either way, though, we look at that mountain right there, government. Weren't they even telling Kanye as soon as he started talking about this, they was threatening to put him in jail? They telling him from the top down of these mountains on down, from the top of these mountains on down, we come hard on you, on your government, business, entertainment, and the media if you don't worship Satan. And so now we seeing as it go back, talking about again the Revelations, talking about the synagogue of Satan. When you speak out against Satan and you don't worship him, like he wanted Jesus to do in Matthew 4, he ain't gonna allow you to be on top of these mountains. You see what I'm saying? Because yeah, God give us blessings, but the devil can bless you too. You see what I'm saying? When you make a deal with the devil gonna make sure he deal with you. See what I'm saying? But let me get back to Nehemiah real quick. I had something else I wanted to read. And I'm gonna go. Let me just read the rest of that. Never mind. I don't think I got to. I think I got the point across with that. But I'm gonna put it like this. You know, let me go to Ezra real quick when I think about it, because I'm gonna go back to Nehemiah 2 real quick, and I'm gonna read it real quick again. And it said, I'm gonna go back to the 10th verse. When Sanballat the Horonite and Tobiah the servant, the Ammonite, heard of it, it grieved them exceedingly that there was come a man to seek the welfare of the children of Israel. And now, why would it grieve them exceedingly that somebody's coming to seek our welfare? And I'm gonna go to Ezra 4, and I'm gonna start at the 12th verse. And this is basically a few of the servants that's in that kingdom at the time. And they basically trying to stop us again from building. And what it's saying is, be it known unto the king, 12 verse, chapter 4, be it known to the king that the Jews which came up from thee to us are coming to Jerusalem, built in a rebellious and a bad city, and have set up the walls thereof and joined the foundations. Be it known now unto the king that if this city be builded and the walls set up again, then will they not pay toll, tribute, and custom, and so thou shalt damage the revenue of the kings. And that's really why a lot of them is wroth or mad about, certain men coming to seek the welfare of Israel. They mad because they know they won't be able to extort us no more. They taking all these talented people on they mount and they kingdom. Like I said, when you deal with the devil gonna make sure when you make a deal with the devil gonna make sure he deal with you. And so they taking all these talented people in the media and in the entertainment dealing with business, and they know they extorting them. Even just, I ain't even get into all that, but I mean, just look at how a lot of entertainers and celebrities, like, man, like, I really got dead over in this deal. I signed this deal and I didn't know it was going to be this bad. And really, now I owe my label money. And I didn't think it was going to be like that. You see what I'm saying? And that's really why they so mad about it, because they know now, like I said back in Ezra 4, once we build up our own walls, our own mounts of entertainment, family business, government, entertainment, media, all that, they won't be able to come in and extort us no more and get us to pay that toll, that tribute, that custom. We're going to be doing things on our own the way it should be done. But they don't think we can do it if you go back to what it's saying, in Ezra. the fourth chapter, verse 2. And then the latter part of the verse is saying, will they sacrifice, will they make an end in the day? Will they revive the stones out of the heaps of the rubbish which are burnt? They don't think we can do it. But when we start to do it, you see they mocking us like how I showed y'all with Kyrie with the happy Hanukkah thing. They trolling them. Talking about, you think you're Israelite, they mocking us. But when they see we actually know what we talking about in this Bible, we can get in there and break it down and prove what we saying. Now they mad. Now they conspiring against us. Now they talking about black Hebrew Israelites and how to stop us. And like I said, we ain't doing nothing but reading the Bible. And if what we saying is wrong, we gonna stop ourselves. The word of God gonna stop that. You see what I'm saying? But I think I'm really about done. I ain't got too much more I want to go over, but as a matter of fact, just talking about those mounts that Satan put you on top of and allow you to prosper on if you worship him. I remember a while ago, I was working out in Missouri, and I was driving my truck, and I was going back in, and the truck got a little radio or whatever. So usually, I turn on it's only like two Israelite or black stations in Kansas City. One of them is Hot 103 Jams, and the other one, I forgot the name of it, but it's kind of like the old people station. So one I know on one of the channels, I'll turn to the other one. And so the D.L. Hughley show used to come on, like around 4, 5 o'clock or whatever, and I'll turn it on, whatever, just to listen to what they talking about and all that. I remember a couple years ago, he was talking about D.L. Hughley said everybody in the Bible is black. He was saying that. And I forgot which, it was back around 2018, 19, maybe even 2020. But on one of his segments in his show, he was talking about the Bible. He was like, yeah, everybody in the Bible is black and and all this. And then recently, when they was talking about Kanye West, I guess now, D.L. Hughley, he on a Daily Show or something like that, the Daily Call, one of those shows. He came out and now he talking about Kanye West is being anti-Semitic when he even himself said everybody in the Bible was black. And so that just leads me to this. I'm gonna go to Proverbs real quick. I'm gonna go to Proverbs 28. And I'm gonna go to Proverbs 28:21. And the Bible says to have respect of persons is not good, for a piece of bread that man would transgress. Hey, and that's just what it is. And I ain't really trying to, talk about nobody or nothing like that. But basically what I'm trying to say is look at who rules this kingdom, this media kingdom. Everybody that you see on TV, ain't one of them gonna be able to come out and speak this truth. You see what I'm saying? They're not gonna be able to come out and build these walls that's been broken down. They let them get on TV and say Black Lives Matter or whatever and all that, but that's about it. They better not get too deep into this. They better not get into this Bible. They better not get in here talking about we Israelites and all that, because now they not worshiping the synagogue of Saint that we read about in Revelation 2:9-3 now, who own these mounts, these walls, who can throw you down from off of it, who told Jesus, I'll give you all this if you worship me. Ain't nobody on TV gonna be able to come and really tell you what it is in this word of God pertaining to us, what we need to do as far as education, family, religion, government, and all that to get to where we need to be. Because the synagogue is saying the devil ain't gonna let them be up on top of that mount, shouting on the rooftop the things that they need to hear, the things that we need to hear. You see what I'm saying? So, with all that being said, like I said, I ain't trying to, come down on nobody to talk hard about nobody, whatever. But the Bible tells us that for a piece of bread, that man will transgress. And that also speaks to why Jesus said, and hold on, let me find the verse real quick. Whatever, I ain't got to find a verse, but he said it's easier for a camel to pass through the eye of a needle, than for a rich man to get into heaven. And that's why, because a lot of times, in order to maintain your finances, you're gonna have to go against your morals. You're gonna have to, if you stand on what you believe on, you're gonna make somebody mad, and people gonna be mad enough to where they don't want to support you. You see what I'm saying? And so that's why Jesus said it's easier for a rich man, for a camel to pass through the eye of a needle than for a rich man to get into heaven. Because the devil, Satan, erected these mountains that he allows some people to prosper in and others not. And if you want to keep prospering in that mountain, or if you even want to start to prosper in that mountain, you got to make that deal with the devil. You see what I'm saying? But you can't deal with the devil and deal with God at the same time. You got to pick one. Like Jesus said, you either going to love one and going to hate the other. You can't serve two masters. You see what I'm saying? So, like I said, I didn't want this to be too long, but you see, it was something else I wanted to hear that was talking about all this. I forgot what it was. But either way, though, like I said, y'all see what we're going through. Like I said, this ain't really coming to prove that we Israelites. I mean, it is, because you see every time the Israelites try to build, as we see in the Nehemiah, it's people out there that's coming against us. They don't even want us learning our history in the Bible. They don't even want us having that knowledge. You know, that they don't want us being on top of that mountain of education and truth on righteousness. You see what I'm saying? That article said only about 20% of kids in the Chicago public schools is reading in grade level. And it said 80% not, obviously. And we know who the 80% is they talking about. See what I'm saying? But they don't care about that, though. Because if Satan is on top of these mountains, ruling these many different parts of these mountains, education, religion, and all that, he gonna want you to worship him. And so the Bible, when the Bible says that my people shall perish due to the lack of knowledge, as a matter of fact, let me get into Proverbs real quick. In Hosea 4:6, when the Bible said that my people shall perish due to the lack of knowledge, they understand that, and that's exactly what devils want. They don't want you to stand firm in truth and in knowledge and wisdom and understanding. They want us to continue to be ignorant so they can exploit us. You see what I'm saying? But either way, and matter of fact, I'm gonna get into Romans too, though. But I'm gonna get into Proverbs real quick. And I'm gonna go to 3:13, and it says, "Happy is the man that findeth wisdom, and the man that getteth understanding. For the merchandise of it is better than the merchandise of silver, and the gain thereof than fine gold. She is more precious than rubies, and all the things that thou canst desire are not to be compared unto her. Length of days is in her right hand, and in her left hand riches and honor. Her ways are ways of pleasantness, and all her paths are peace. She is a tree of life to them that lay hold upon her. Happy is everyone that retaineth her. The Lord by wisdom hath founded the earth, by understanding hath he established the heavens. By knowledge the depths are broken up, and the clouds drop down the dew." All right. And so we seeing now on why the devil being on top of this mountain of education, why he won't want us to learn in truth and in righteousness. Of course, the devil is a liar, so he gonna want you to learn the lie. You see what I'm saying? But the Bible says that he that findeth wisdom and understanding is happy, and the merchandise of it is better than silver, and the gain thereof than fine gold. You see what I'm saying? But like I said, the devil know that though. So us having that knowledge and who we are, just even knowledge, period. As we read in Nehemiah, people would be mad about that. And we seeing that. Don't let no celebrity or nobody with no influence come and try to influence us and really just tell us about who we are in this Bible. The synagogue of Saint gonna come after them, and they're gonna put them in their place. And that's just what it is. When we talking about Proverbs, like I said, I had so much I want to get into real quick. Yeah, what was it? Hold on real quick. I forgot what it was. And really, I think I got the point across. Really showing how as we try to build, it'll make people so mad that they conspire against us. And we seeing that in real time. Like I said, just look at everybody who came out, not even just them, but it's been others as well who came out and tried to tell you how to we Israelites. And they lost their spot on the amounts that they on the media and entertainment. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, that's what I was finna say. It's right on the tip of my tongue. Whatever, I can't think about it, but I don't want to be too long with this. So I think I got the point across either way. If I think of what else I had to add to it, if it was important enough, I just put it on later. But that's pretty much all I got for now. And I'm out.